Alright, so I guess it's my turn. I'm gonna be running Remnant, Remnant from the Ashes, and I think this is the first time this game has been showcased on a marathon setting. So I just need to do a quick prep here. Because this is New Game Plus, and we're allowed to use a lot of stuff. All of these are just buffs, and some of them are really unnecessary, some of them are kinda necessary. And yeah, I think we're basically ready to go, so ready on start. Cool. Okay, so oh no, I kinda fucked up. Give me 2 minutes. I thought no, I missed to click a button. Okay, one sec here. It's my fault. Right, so since this is seeded New Game Plus, we're also using a basically it's technically not seeded, but the game is randomly generated, and we basically rolled up a very specific seed that we managed to break extremely hard. And I forgot to load in a new file of that. Or the fresh version of it. But we're good to go now anyways. So... Right, 3, 2, 1, go! So for everyone who doesn't know what Remnant is for a type of game, it's kind of a Dark Souls, but you have gun. That's a short version of it. I don't personally see it as a Dark Souls or a Souls-like game. It's a bit, at least to me, a bit easier than that.
More bad news.
First of all, I need to shoot some enemies. On your weapons you can equip mods, and these mods are basically abilities. And to start off I need to get at least 4 charges on the one I have on my primary weapon, and it's basically it is a blink, straight up. There should be some enemies behind here if I have good RNG. We do. Enemy spawns are completely random. We didn't get best RNG though, sadly. Well, best start. Marathon luck. Alright, there we go, 4 charges. Now, usually in a normal run you would be running through a long dungeon, which takes I think about 5 minutes in a run. And you know, that's a lot of time for a dungeon, plus a boss fight. However, if I screw up the hardest trick in the game, cool. Oh yeah, we start off with basically the hardest trick in the game. I got some nerfs, don't judge me so far. Let's test this again. There we go. Alright. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is more or less the hardest trick in the game. And now we skip the 5-minute dungeon. And we're ready to actually... Okay, yeah, ready to actually go. Run started. Right now it's just gonna be a lot of running. Most of this run is just running. I think it's in a casual run you would fight I think 7 bosses if you do only the mandatory ones, and that's I think basically what a new game run is, or a glitchless. At here we fight technically just 4. Well, technically 3, but it's also 4 because it's an alternate kill where we don't fight the boss. This is though probably the most boring part, sadly. Running through subway here, and it's just a very long loading zone. You could see it as. These are basically what all dungeons would be if we do them, but we don't do a single dungeon outside of this one. It's just a long loading zone to me. This game though, like from release, this game has gone through a lot of changes as well in the run. Mostly because this is a new game, and new games usually get updates, and when updates happen, glitches get patched. And so we had to do a lot of rerouting, we had to find new glitches. What we used to have, like the game in the beginning was just basically glitchless all the way through. We just used a bunch of cheeky gear sets to do the most efficient damage we could. That was until we found, I think, first like big glitch we found was Mendez Glitch, where one of the mods that we have in the game is it intended to be like a healing aura that you can just place on the ground, but if you place it on just like slightly awkward surfaces, like on the roof of a car, you'd lose collision with world objects, or like you wouldn't you would be able to run through that car basically. Anything that wasn't a hard wall in like the world, you'd be able to run through. And that's basically what the run was for a long while. Like right here, you would place it on that car right to the right of me. Do a couple blinks over these routes and head out to the door over there, because we want to skip this church segment, which is about a little over 2.5 minutes of just defense. But instead I just walk into that wall, blink straight into the ground, and we skip that. Cool. That's 2 minutes of defense skipped, usually mandatory. It looks a lot cleaner with this, but it was so much fun with Mendez, because with that you just walk through the wall, just like no clip would look like. Here we have, I think this section here is a good area to explain how the world generation works in this game. It's for someone who just plays through the game a couple of times, you'll realize that like you understand that the worlds are always random, but only to a degree. So in the first segment before we went to Subway, you can it's kind of difficult for me to explain, but you can either get 2 dungeons or 1 before the door that I skipped over, or if you get 2, you have to also know which one is the right one. That's not the hardest usually. Also, I'm taking a lot of damage here, it's bad. We got the elite. We got a bad elite, a bad spawn. But yeah, I was saying. Yeah, first area. You just have to kind of know when to like turn off for the right dungeon. And this area, it's basically a rectangle. Either you immediately turn left and turn right, or and walk for a long while, or you'll walk for a long while, then turn left, turn right. And it all depends on what tiles you get, because the game is basically built up with just different building blocks of tiles. Let's see. Now, here's a boss. This is one of my favorite boss skips. Because we sadly do still have to walk into the boss arena and watch a cutscene. There is an alternate strat, which takes about, I think it takes just about the same amount of time, but it's a lot more inconsistent, at least for me, to do. So for the old strat, or the other strat rather, you'd start blinking into the side of a building, like the corner of a building, and on those metal plate walls, and start upwarping, and then you'll be able to just walk around the arena. But it's really precise where those upwarps leads to go, and it's not that easy. So instead I'm just gonna aim right there and we skip boss. I have to spam space a bit there as well to get a backstep, otherwise I'll get stuck in a little animation to try and enter again, which isn't that fun. So that's basically all of World 1. Which, yeah, there's a total of 4 worlds. There's one... Earth is the one you do the most of, I think. The second one we're coming up to now is called Rom, and it's basically just a desert wasteland. That I semi-failed that blink. When the tower falls here, you get a very hard stagger animation, basically. And if you blink right before that, or just in blink animation while that would happen, you just don't get it. But I managed to like blink at the exact moment I would have, or like the same frame, I guess. So I cancelled the animation, but I didn't go anywhere with the blink, so I guess nothing happened. And yeah, the next world is the one we're gonna see the least of. Usually you'd have to go through 2 overworld segments and 2 dungeons and fight 2 bosses. The old route would be, before we had seeded at least, would be that we were gonna hope to get a certain boss that I usually call just the Beastmaster, because you don't have to fight him, you can just run straight through it. And after that, I don't remember what the best one was. There's 2 bosses you can get. Oh yeah, every boss encounter is also randomized between 2 different bosses.
Yes, use, but I will go.
And yeah, the old route would just be run through the whole world as per glitchless run. But now we just need to get there. Now we can basically just run into the back door of the world boss, which is a lot of fun, honestly. We do this again with the blink. We'll get there in just a second here. And this of course skips at least 10 minutes. It's a little bit precise though. Like most of these skips are like, they can look a bit precise, but they're kind of simple, except that first one. I need to pop another adrenaline. Okay, so you need to aim at around the middle here. Pop it twice, crouch, and then you pop on the third one, and then you're in. So this is also like the worst part of the run if you're not doing seeded, because you can get, if you don't get this boss, you have to run through the whole world or just reset. Most people would just reset. I'm gonna, however, take off that ring and equip Stone of Balance, which increases all my damage dealt, basically. The ring I used before just increases the time on my consumables, or like my consumable time animation, or decreases the animation. I'm throwing down a Frenzy Dust, which increases my attack speed and reload speed a bunch. No. Wait. This is not as planned. There we go. There we go. Take a liquid escape to instantly die. Because as fast as the boss is dead, we get the boss item we need from him. We have to fight this boss in order to get the Howling Key. Because we need a Howling Key in order to open a door that we can't glitch through it. It basically just activates the loading zone, or like allows us to click E to enter. So yeah, this is the one of the 3 mandatory bosses, or 4. Here comes the second one though, once we get inside. And it's probably the one I'm the worst at. Nah, I'm worse at Harrow. But yeah, if you get the other boss, just reset. If you get Harrow, it's free. And then we fight Undying. So Undying here gives you a quest to go get a heart from a beast from another world, and that leads you into the Swamp World courses. However, that's completely optional, because you can say no to him, and yeah, you can just say no to him, and then he gets a little bit angry. Got some good crits there. Pop another one. Need to take off the ads. They deal stupid amounts of damage. Right, so when it does that, he enters a phase of regeneration, and that's also like when you have the most time to just get 3 hits on him. Got fast rotation though. We go again, take another liquid escape. It's faster than going back to the crystal, which we need to go to now. So yeah, these crystals that they're about, they're basically the same thing as a bonfire in Dark Souls. Now we need to head to the labyrinth, which we went through before after going to the tower. So the reason we need to kill this boss is to get the Labyrinth Key to get to the 4th world, Geisha. And in Geisha we'll do a couple more skips. So hopping back now to Celerity, because we're not fighting anything for a long while. And the Celerity is the one that increases consumption speed. Also, all these items on my hotbar, might as well mention. The first one is basically a regen pot. It just gives you a little bit of health regen. It's a little bit, it's actually quite strong. And it's different from like an Estus Flask, which I have on my queue. It's called a Dragonheart in this game, because that's just a direct heal. The second one is just ammo box, refills all your ammo and reloads all your weapons instantly. Or, not instantly, but... the third one is called Frenzy Dust. It increases reload speed, I think melee attack speed and fire rate. And the fourth one is the most important, it's Adrenaline, increases movement speed. So here comes a little bit of that, like, kinda RNG world gen. The door we need to go to is always at the bottom right of this map. Always the bottom right. So even if this wasn't seeded, I know exactly where to go. Also, Geisha is very simple to learn. IMO. I need to pop another adrenaline, wait for stamina. see. Alright, so this is Siege. Siege takes a while if you do it normal. You're supposed to basically fight off a bunch of enemies sieging this area. I don't remember if you have to clear all the enemies, but there's gonna be 5 elites in total in groups of 1, 1 and 3. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that thing I did at the first boss on Earth. Aim at a specific plant and backstep. There we go, and we skip that. Actually, really nice skip. We had a skip. I think we've always had a skip for that since the Mendez. It was just a matter of I think we had a tough time finding where to place the Mendez. So here comes the second most annoying glitch in the game, or skip in the game. Here we actually go out of bounds a bit. I also have to clear all the enemies, or I can get easily interrupted. So I'm gonna pick up as much as I can on the way, and once we get close to here, I'm gonna cast Swarm, which just sends out a bunch of homing beasts that kill everything. So if I aim right here, nice, and here, hold backwards and we're out of bounds. I can't imagine. I'm not the one who found these glitches. I don't understand how they found it. I forget his name and I'm so sorry for it. Now we up warp 3 times. Taking adrenaline. And kind of just blindly follow this trail down here. What's that? Don't think I've run into that wall before. And we're back inbounds. It's the most exciting glitch, or not skip, IMO. This also skips a boss fight and a dungeon. Again, most bosses comes with a dungeon before it, so makes sense. So here we also have a similar case as with the on the desert planet Rom, where we want a specific boss here, and this seed of course has him. As it is right now, there isn't a direct skip, there's just an alternate kill that's faster than actually fighting him, and you do it by playing a little melody on a couple of bells, by shooting the bells. So I'm very bad at aiming at this, but you have some time. Focus. And got it. And wouldn't be first time, I wouldn't have gotten it on the first try though. Now we just need to wait for him to finish that talk, then we have a quick conversation. Also, I'm sorry for my spacebar, it is stupidly loud. I think... should I do a little bit of swag strat? It actually saves time, but it's kinda hard to do. There's a gun in the game that shoots bouncing bullets called Ricochet Rifle. There it is. And we need to shoot open a lock from where we are right now in order to open up a cell to find the founder who we have been chasing all this time, who's supposed to help us save Earth. But if I aim... oh god, please tell me I get this. Got it, first try. they recently released a DLC, and with that they upgraded that ricochet rifle to have a little bit of homing. So that's basically free now. We head to menu so we can return to Ward 13, which is basically the hub for this game, because that's where we need to go from now. So we're at the final stretch of the game. We are running to the final boss now, which IMO is like one of the easiest fights in the game. Though, again, with this DLC and the updates that came with it, it's a bit chunky at the moment. I have gotten a strategy that works, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone has one, or would find one much easier soon. Okay, so I went too far. So there I changed my ring because I want to have that damage from the ring, and I also swapped the gun to a weapon that it works a little bit it synergizes a bit better with the armor set I have. So the armor piece I'm wearing is the hat is what gives my mods that regeneration, and it also gives me a little bit extra of mod power gain when I attack things. The other two pieces that are chest and legs work as when I shoot something, or if I keep attacking the same target, they take more damage. Also 2-minute cutscene. That's basically the set for this fight here. I don't know if it's 2 minutes, but it's not far from. I usually tab out by this point, but I don't want to tab out now, because tabbing out or when game is unfocused, it gets muted. It's just a long speech.
See the truth, the futility of their actions. We bring purity to chaos.
Well, this isn't world record pace, sadly, but it might be PB if I have good rotation here.
This is necessary and good. The children do not understand. The children believe their lives.
So yeah, at the moment this game is like kinda dead for runs, sadly. I'm hoping though with this run kinda and with the DLC coming out that we can get some new people joining, because it would be a lot of fun. And I'm saying this because he mentioned Discord, and I'm just gonna plug this Remnant speedrunning Discord. You can find us on the speedrun.com or our speedrun.com page.
The children resist what cannot be resisted. They fight a battle that cannot be won. Their actions are ultimately irrelevant. No matter how many times they rise.
So yeah, this is pretty much a straightforward boss battle in general. Kinda abuse some damages, and that's about it. So I forgot to swap to pistol, but good. We got good rotation of damages at least. He did the right attack to start with. He can do, I think, 2 attacks in the start there. One is he shoots just a barrage of mortar shots, or he walks up and does that spinny thing. You want the spinny, because the recoil kind of carries with his head with his weapon, so it's 3 headshots. Now comes the fun bit. So we're gonna do a little bit of menuing. We're gonna wait for the first volley of shots here. Now I need to equip this armor set. This armor set increases the damage of my mods. And I also want to take this to Storm and you to Hunter. So yeah, the armor set increases mod damage, the amulet increases elemental damage, and the mod I have on my main weapon here does primarily elemental damage. And the last ring I equipped increases weak spot damage, which we are gonna deal a lot of. I'm gonna do a bit of a safe strat here though, because I don't want to miss the one cycle. Alright, there we go. 2, 3, 1. Okay, so time is when he dies, by the way. So time. I'm sorry, I forgot to warn. So yeah, that's Remnant. Again, it's been fun to be here. That's a PB for me. I think my offline I got a PB on like 29 minutes something. It's just a minute over world record as well, so that's also hype. Obviously, like if I didn't fail the earth skip in the start, I would have easily gotten it. Or maybe not easily gotten it, but I would have shaved off 20-30 seconds. So I'm a bit hype. Again though, if you thought this was interesting, check out the Discord. We don't have that much going on right now, as I mentioned earlier as well, but just ask. Check out the runs on the speedrun.com page. Those are basically our guides for now. And if you have any questions, of course, ask in the Discord, DM me or any of the mods if they're available. We're generally quite helpful with each other. We're still trying to figure out like all these builds that we for maximum DPS and maximum running. This is just here is end credits cutscene. Getting credits right after this. It's been fun. This is my first marathon run as well, so getting a PB on that is... I lost my nerve midway through the game as well. However, or was it... I forgot to check the, who was going after me, but I hope they're doing well. I hope they'll do a great run. And that's it for me.